Everyone had to choose what they would go and look for. He wanted honey and mushrooms and flowers all at once. Choosing things, that was hard for him. Gray and his first real choice. Little Wolf Gray was cheerful, kind, and very neat. He was friends with everyone and often helped. But choosing things, that was hard for him. He still couldn't forget how, when he was very small, he once shared his idea and a big grown-up bear had said,
"What nonsense! No one does it like that."
Since then, every time Gray had to decide something by himself, he felt a little knot of worry inside. It was as if a tiny voice whispered, "Don't choose. What if you get it wrong?" And Gray started to doubt himself. One day, the animals decided to play, going on a journey. On the meadow, they put up 3 signs: honey, mushrooms, flowers. Everyone had to choose what they would go and look for. Some went to search for honey, others for mushrooms, and some decided to collect flowers and leaves to make a beautiful nature book. Gray stood and stared at the signs. He wanted honey and mushrooms and flowers all at once. But most of all, he was scared of choosing the wrong thing. So he quietly stepped aside and started poking at the moss with his paw, pretending to be very busy. Just then, wise owl Celeste came over to him. She simply stood beside him, calm, silent.
"I know what it feels like to be afraid of making a mistake,"
she said softly. Gray looked up at her. Celeste nodded.
"When I was little," she began, "I was once asked to choose a song. I chose one, and a grown-up owl said, 'That's wrong. Who sings like that?' I felt so ashamed that I stopped choosing too."
Celeste smiled and took a leaf out of her little bag. It was smooth, slightly curled at the edges, and smelled of pine.
"And then, one day, I found this leaf,"
she said.
"And I really wanted to pick this one, just because I liked it. I chose it myself. And do you know what happened? Nothing bad at all."
Gray gently touched the leaf with the tip of his paw.
"So, you mean I don't have to choose the right thing? I can choose what I like?"
"You can,"
Celeste said.
"A choice is when you decide for yourself."
Gray looked at the 3 signs again: honey, mushrooms, flowers. He still didn't know which was best, but suddenly he understood something else. He really wanted to look for flowers. He walked quietly along the path, looking around carefully. First he found one flower, then another. One was white and fluffy, like a tiny cloud. Another had little speckles on it, as if a butterfly had left its pattern behind. Gray laid them gently in his basket and smiled.
"This is what I chose, all by myself, and I like it."
My dear little reader, sometimes you feel scared of making the wrong choice. But when you choose by yourself, you are learning and becoming braver. If you want to practice, start with something small. Choose what you like. If you were in Gray's place, what would you choose? Honey, mushrooms, or flowers? And why?